Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Bounce and Mountain One Night Best Card Tournament, where together as a channel we figure out which is the best card in the One Night Ultimate series. That's right, all cards, all 88, we're gonna figure out which card's the best. The way we do that is Survivor style. We vote off the weakest, one by one, or group by group, until we get to one by one. That's right. It's the results from Vote 8. And if you want to skip the video and just get to the voting for Vote 9, the vote is in the link below. But if you want to know which 4 cards were kicked off, then stay tuned. I'm going to go on speed mode real quick. Oops, sorry. So no guests today because I'm actually recording this on 4th of July night. There's literally fireworks going off outside my window. Brody's surprisingly cool, in case you're worried. He's pretty cool with fireworks. But yeah, I say let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So 84 people voted for 4 cards, so that's 336 votes. So the totals you see are out of 336. So let's just go straight into it. Here are the 4 cards you guys knocked off. In 4th place with the most votes is Instigator with 25 votes. So I will say, you might be seeing this number is kind of low for having the most votes. Well, one, you guys get less stuff to vote on, so the number is going to get smaller and smaller. But also, there's no cards were like way in the head. It was like all over the place, like almost like a whole bunch of cards had a lot of votes for them, like a lot of 16s and 17s and 19s, like a lot of cards were voted for. So yeah, these were just the top 4 that were kicked off. Instigator from One Night Ultimate Vampire. They wake up, they give someone the mark of the traitor. Then themselves is not a traitor, kind of confusing the new people. But the person who ends up with that mark wants their team to lose, or wants someone on their team to die. Oh boy, let's get the rules out. A player who receives the mark of the traitor only wins if someone else on their team is killed. So if they're a villager, they want a villager to be killed. They don't really care if they win or lose that team, just if someone's killed. So if they're vampire, they want the vampires to be killed. If they're a tanner alone, it doesn't matter. If they're a blob alone, it doesn't matter. Unless Nostradamus joins your team, then you gotta worry about them. So I also voted for Instigator for one key thing. The Curator. The Curator can turn someone into the traitor. And I think it kind of gets rid of the need for Instigator. Because the Instigator knows what's going on. And can just kind of, Instigator's still a villager who wants the villagers to win. So if the traitor's trying to kill a villager, they can be like, hey, he's a traitor, so don't worry about him. I don't know. Haven't had too much fun with the Instigator, but for some reason, with the Curator, it can be fun. Let's move on to the 3rd place was Synthetic Alien. Synthetic Alien from the Alien, One Night Ultimate Alien. He is the tanner, except he gets to wake up with the aliens. I think it's pretty cool. Kind of shocked this didn't make it into the top 20 at least. I think Synthetic Alien's pretty dope. Gets to wake up with the bad guys, and sometimes the card rotates, so the aliens don't know if they've just became the Synthetic Alien. I think it's pretty fun. This one, when the game came out, was kind of confusing because the app said something differently. It said something like you only win if no one else wins, or I forget what it was, but he basically wins if he dies. I'm pretty sure. I got the rules right here. Here we go. So, Synthetic Alien wakes up with the aliens due to self-awareness, blah, blah, blah. If the Synthetic Alien dies, everyone on the alien team and villager team loses. It doesn't say anything about werewolf or vampire. I'm just kidding. I'm sure they all lose too. But the Mortician, I believe, can work with the synthetic alien. Same with the Tanner. If the Tanner dies and the synthetic alien dies, I believe it's a win-win. I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask about this. Where's Wildstar when you need her? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. But let's move on. Let's not make this video 5 hours long. And so the last two were tied, but it didn't matter because there's only two of them, so it worked out. Was Renfield with 20 votes, the minion for the vampires. He's pretty cool. He gives himself the mark of the bat. That way, if the vampires make him a vampire, he's no longer a vampire. I think he's cool. I think I like him better than Minion, because Minion wants someone else to die. If there are no vampires in play, he becomes a regular villager. I think that's pretty cool. Gives him a reason to lie, and he's got a spider on his back. Some people would say it's a tarantula, a word I cannot say. My mouth just doesn't let me. But yeah, pretty scary. Yeah, he's a minion for vampires. Not much more you can say. I think he's cool. Moving on. And tied with 20 is the Count. The Count on the vampire team from One Night Ultimate Vampire, obviously. He wakes up with the vampires. He wakes up again and gives someone the mark of fear. If you wake up and you have the mark of fear, you cannot do your night action. So this only affects people who have night actions, not dusk actions. Bit of a bummer. Whenever you see you have fear, it's always a bummer. So I guess I'm with you. Yeah, vote the Count off. I like his artwork a lot. I think he would have been a cool alt for just a regular vampire. But yeah, it really does suck when you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna gremlin someone tonight, and you're like, oh, I can't. Cool. Dun, 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 dun. I guess you can always say you can, because the Count's never gonna come out and be like, hey, I made you scared. But yeah, those are the 4 people voted off this time. So some quick things I wanted to say. We have 30 cards left in the tournament, and we only have 1 vampire left, and that's the main vampire, and we only have 1 alien left, and that's the main alien. Yeah, the vampire team and the alien team are dwindling. Soon we're going to be left with werewolves. What do you think this game is? One Night Ultimate Werewolf? We also now, a while ago, people put in their top 20 predictions. Now, there is no perfect list. Everyone's top 20 predictions, by now, at least one of their cards have been voted off. So no one will be scoring a total of 20. So I thought that was interesting. No one could predict the top 20. So, yeah. And all the cards were voted for, I said. A lot of cards were voted a lot. But one card was not voted for at all. Last time it was the Gremlin. Gremlin received some votes. So what card do you think didn't receive any votes whatsoever out of the 336? It was Troublemaker. Troublemaker received no votes. I think it's funny because last week Troublemaker did receive votes. Now she didn't. I don't know, maybe someone changed their mind, or maybe focused on Gremlin. I don't know. So you guys like your card switches. First Gremlin, now Troublemaker received no votes. They might go all the way. I guess we'll see. Whew! Sorry, that was a lot of talking. Let's look at the percentages real quick. Vampire and Alien took a hit. They're both now at 50% of their cards are left. Alien was 6. Vampire was 7. Daybreak and Werewolf, again, untouched. They've been untouched for a bit now. Let's look at the last one. That was Sentinel was the last one. Okay. We got that. And the last Werewolf card was Hunter, way down there. So, yeah, I believe this is going to come down to One Night Ultimate Werewolf and Daybreak. It's going to be fun. Though I think Mortician is gonna be Alien's last hope. So yeah, now is the time to figure out which 3 cards should be in 27th place. So what I need you to do now is click the link below, vote for your least favorite cards. There are 30 to choose out of, lots of good ones. So now that everyone's top 20 predictions are completely ruined, just vote with your heart. Vote which cards you definitely do not think should be the best. Yeah, I mean, I do have some predictions because I can see the votes, so I don't like getting into that. But yeah, after the 26th, then it's all one. We're gonna be one by one. And that's when things are gonna really slow down, and you guys, my views are really gonna drop. But yeah, thanks guys for being on this trip with me. Go to my Discord if you want to talk to me. If you want to talk about, I really do get into which cards I hate over there. I don't like voicing them on here because I don't want to influence the game at all. I guess I don't mind influencing it in my Discord. But yeah, thanks for watching. Go vote. We'll see you again in another 3 days. See you next time. Bye.